Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to August 2026's Energy from the Akashic Records. Can you believe it's August already? I feel like it was just February. I'm so confused by the trajectory of this year. Um, we are here for the August Akashic update from the Akashic Records, where we tune into the energy of the month ahead and see how the Akashic Records can support us moving into this month. And as always, I do pull a wisdom keeper prior to the Akashic message. This is what I've been doing for really ever, and I just love this deck. This is the way for me to tune into my human design knowledge, which I also have during these um, experiences. So I'm going to share with you the wisdom keeper for August. But before I do that, I do get messages from the Akasha, or I do get messages as I'm shuffling. So I was in my records earlier today, and I got a message from my records earlier today that I was intuitively guided to share. So this is my records. This is not what I channeled. This is not what I got when I was shuffling. But the message I got from my records that I felt called to share here was, let this month transform you from the inside out. It won't always be comfortable, but trust it will be worth it. And then when I was shuffling, I got a lot of messages around how this is a really new energy this month. I got like new, 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 and that just kept coming in a lot. I also heard Ding Dong, the witch is dead, witch old witch, the wicked witch, peace on earth, the wicked witch is dead. I have no idea what that means. Oops, I got my deck fell over there, but I'm, seeing if that resonates for anybody and see how it plays out, I suppose. But coming in with that energy of the witch is dead, like it really does feel with the newness coming in that, something has to die for the new to come in. It is a 9-month numerologically. However, next month is a 1 month and we are in a 1 year. And I was getting the message that the one energy of September is kind of coming in a little bit sooner. So there's a lot of transformation happening this month with the 9 energy as we move out of this cycle. But there's also like the newness is kind of coming sooner, which also does make sense because we're in a 1 year collectively, if you're into numerology. So I kept hearing new, 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 can't tell you more, that will spoil the show. So there's a lot of, we'll see what comes through in the records, but it feels like there's a lot of energy, and there's also like that energy of surprise on offer with this new energy. So with that in mind, I drew the 54 Wisdom Keeper, which is associated with Gate 54 in human design and the 54th gene key. This is tribal energy, so it's all about really giving to the tribe and looking out for the tribe, the people around you are nearest to you. And it is root energy, so using that root pressure to get going, to get things done. The shadow is greed. So moving from a place of greed, moving from fear, trying to attract things. There's like, this is a money gate. So there's a lot of the energy of like wanting to attract more, getting more, like attracting more money, more wealth, more all the things. And in the shadow, it's like we're moving from greed. We're moving because we want it for ourselves. But this is tribal energy, so we really want to be moving for the tribe. And the gift is aspiration. So where are we? It's really this energy of like aspiring for something higher, aspiring beyond the earthly realm, and allowing us to be of service and to want things, like want material things. We live in a material world. There's nothing wrong with wanting material things in our world, but wanting the material things for ourselves so that we can better service the world. And I think what's coming to me right now is, that question, are you moving from fear or love? And I think that's a really great energy to keep in mind with the 54, because it is. That's what it's all about. It's like that greed energy in the shadow, which we're seeing a lot of right now in the collective, and maybe amplified this month because this is the card I drew. We'll see. That greed energy is moving from fear. So being able to open ourselves up to more service, being able to open ourselves up to aspiring to support not just ourselves, but others. And, for those of us who do have businesses that are service based or who are working in any sort of profession that is service based, to really keep that in mind this month, or even just like with your friends and family. So that is the Wisdom Keeper I have on offer for you this month. With all of that in mind, I'm going to go into the records and see what they have to say. See you on the other end. All right. The Akashic Records for the collective consciousness are now open. I'm calling in all of our angels, guides, ancestors, and anyone else for our highest truths and gentlest good only. Akashic Records, what does the collective consciousness, specifically those watching and tuning into this video, are turning if you're live on the call. But, overall, the collective consciousness, what do we need to know for August, and how can we use the energy of this month on offer to the best of our abilities so that we can move through the world from a place of service and aspiration with that 54 Wisdom Keeper in mind. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome one, welcome all to this reading for you all. We ask you to take 1 minute or so, give or take, to just be in the energy of the records, to feel the opportunities that are accessible from this higher energy field. Because this energy of the records is a very supportive energy for allowing the new in. And as Britta told you, there is a newness coming online this month. It is almost as if it's a new year within a year. So we are in the year of 2026, but think of starting this month in August as 2026 2.0. It's a very distinct energy from the earlier part of this year. And so there is newness. And this is a really prime time, starting really in July, and yet it is being amplified in August. This is a really prime time to create new, to allow new, to pull in new, whatever that might look like for you. It's going to be different for everyone. Some of you, it will be more internal, and some of you, it will be external. And so tune in to this higher frequency of the records while Britta has it opened, because this is where the new comes from. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out if that resonates for you. The new is going to come from space. The new is going to come from time. The new is going to come from you. From you cultivating the space and time that you need to do whatever it is you want to do, to be whatever it is you want to be. And we've been talking about all year in the records, if you have been tuning in the past number of months, every month it has come up, to work smarter, not harder, that the energy is speeding up, but you don't have to. And we're going to reiterate that again this month. It is not about doing more. It is not about succeeding more. It is not about pushing. If you're watching this, you are likely aware that we are in times of change. If you're not aware, welcome to this world. We are in a changing time where the old ways of doing things are not working, and that is becoming more and more prevalent. It has become more and more prevalent in the last few years, but especially this year. And so give your spouse some space and time to rest this month. Set aside time to play, to have fun, to be in community. Give yourself space and time to release what is no longer serving you, especially if you are someone who is wanting to call in more new. You have to be able to let go of those beliefs that are keeping you in the old. And that is why we said that the records allow you to bring in new, because we are a space of higher energy and consciousness. And when you tune into us, you are bathing in that energy, and that is giving you a higher sense of consciousness. So if you have your own personal Akashic Records practice, it might behoove you to engage in that regularly this month if that feels suitable to you. If you don't, that is also okay. There's no pressure. But doing the things that really get you into your higher state, the higher energetic fields, whether that be bathing or getting into water, nature in general is a great resource. Meditation, listening to music that lights you up, high quality community. There is so many ways to access the higher states. You don't have to be someone who is constantly going into the Akashic Records. And we also don't recommend that, because you are here to live life on earth. Though if you do have a practice of accessing higher energy, this is a really good month to develop a routine that suits you. And it is a beautiful month to really tune into your inner aspirations. Turning back to this card that Britta pulled. And where are they coming from? Because you can definitely create new by tuning into the field of greed. Absolutely. People have been doing it for millennia. It is possible, and yet it does not leave people feeling fulfilled. There is an emptiness in the success that comes from greed. But when you tune in to what is best for not just you, but for the collective, for your people, for the people around you. When you tune into how you can be of service, and that is going to be different for everybody. There is a beautiful fulfillment that comes from this, the higher energy, higher frequencies of this energy. Paradox of this month that might be challenging, especially for those of you who consider yourselves to be high achievers, is that great new opportunities have the opportunity to land starting mid-month for some of you. It's going to look different for everybody. The kicker is that you have to totally rewrite your paradigm about what success and work looks like. And many of you who are tuning into this have already been doing that for many years. So that's you, you're ahead of the game. Slow down to speed up. Be really mindful about the actions you're taking and if it's coming from fear or love, particularly this month. There's a lot of supportive energy in August for the old to be dismantled and the new to come in, whatever that looks like for you. Whether that be a new job, whether that be growing your business in a really sustainable way, whether that be moving to a new location, whether that be entering a new relationship, calling in new people into your life. There's a lot of course, we're talking to the collective. It's going to look different for everybody. You have to be so mindful about how you're moving. And we do want you to really let the old fall away. So if you are feeling particularly tired, allow yourself to rest. If you are all of a sudden fraught with grief and you don't know where it's coming from because your life seemingly is great, looks great on the surface, allow the grief to come up because you don't have to know where it's coming from to let it go. Again, this is a 9-month, even though the one energy is coming in for September already. It is a 9 months, so things need to fall away for things to come in. And this is going to be a month that collectively that is really asking us to let go. And the more that we are able to surrender to whatever is coming up in the moment, the easier the new can emerge. It's really a month of self-trust, of holding the vision that you have for yourself, whatever that may be, and trusting that even if it does feel like some things are falling apart, and they might feel that way, even if it's not external, like you might feel like an internal mess at some points this month, trust that that's part of the process. And trust that when you let the internal fall away or fall apart, you let the grief come up, when you let yourself be tired in the middle of a work day when you should, quote unquote, be working, you are rewiring your inner being to move from this place of aspiration more frequently, more regularly, and with more self-trust. That is all we have for today. It has been such a delight to connect with you as always. We will see you in September. Right? Going to close the records. All right. The Akashic records are closed. Oh my goodness. What a message. I hope and trust you found that useful if you're watching this on YouTube. And I would love to hear how it landed in the comments below. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to continue to follow along with my monthly journey. I upload these monthly after the gathering that I have on Zoom. And with that, I'm going to leave it there so I can get back to my gathering. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next month.